The Young and the Restless spoilers Thurdays full, the 6th of August, 2026. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel for your daily dose of Genoa City chaos. Today is a beautiful Wednesday, and we have a massive, overflowing breakdown of all the drama for you. Let's just dive right into it, because the tea is piping hot today, and there is so much to cover. So let's just start with Victor and Nikki, because honestly, I am exhausted just looking at them sometimes, but I love them. I really do. It's just that they are exhausting. We have some official confirmation for Wednesday, August 5, that Victor Newman and Nikki Newman are doing it again. They are renewing their vows. I know. How many weddings or vow renewals is this for them? I've honestly lost count at this point. It feels like every time they have a massive blow up, they just put on fancy clothes and say, I do, all over again. But this time, they are actually planning a huge romantic getaway to Venice, Italy, which sounds amazing, obviously. But before they hop on the Newman jet and fly across the world, they are having a vow renewal ceremony at the ranch to officially cement this latest reunion. And you guys, it's going to be emotional. The writers are definitely going to give us those tender moments. We are probably going to see a bunch of flashbacks to their past weddings. They have had so many over the decades. I mean, it's sweet. But let's be real. Who actually believes this is going to end well? Like, how long is this piece going to last? Especially with everything that just happened with Jack Abbott and Patty Williams. Victor literally brought Patty back into their lives, which caused a whole kidnapping nightmare for Ashley and Abby, and Nikki was furious. She said she wouldn't forgive him. And then Victor actually apologized. The mustache apologized. He admitted he was wrong, and said his love for Nikki is stronger than his hatred for Jack. So now they are playing happy families again. I give it a month before they are screaming at each other in the living room. Okay, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe this time it sticks, but probably not. And speaking of the vow renewal, Abby Newman is going to be there, but she's going to be there alone. No Devon. Which is just so telling. A few episodes ago, we saw their marriage hit a terrible turning point. Devon is just so full of unhinged rage right now over Mariah Copeland. He cannot let it go. And look, I get it. Mariah kidnapped Dominic when she had her psychological break. It was terrifying. But Devon is just alienating everyone, especially Abby. He is so angry all the time. So Abby shows up to her parents' vow renewal by herself, and you just know she is looking for comfort. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she turns to Daniel Romalotti Jr. soon. It wouldn't be the first time Daniel became a temporary replacement for Abby. It's just sad to see Abby and Devon falling apart like this. But Devon is just out of control. But let's talk about the real elephant in the room at this vow renewal. Nick Newman. Oh, Nick. My heart just breaks for him right now. All signs are pointing to Nick leaving his rehab center. And not in a good way. He is checking out against medical advice. He has been wrestling with this idea all week. He voluntarily went to rehab to deal with his severe addiction, which was a huge step. But now, he is walking out. He is going to show up at Nikki and Victor's vow renewal. Maybe he tells them he just got a day pass. Maybe he lies. Or maybe he just flat out tells them he quit rehab permanently. Either way, it is a disaster waiting to happen. Nick is struggling so badly right now. Last week, we saw him hit absolute rock bottom. He had this terrifying nightmare at Crimson Lights. And I have to say, the writers actually did a great job with this scene. It was so creepy. Nick dreamt he was sitting there, tearing open sugar packets from the table. But instead of sugar, the packets were filled with fentanyl, and he was just swallowing them whole. It was horrifying. That is how bad his cravings are. Drug dreams are so common in early recovery, and they are so hard to deal with because your brain literally cannot tell the difference between a perceived threat and a real one. Nick is completely spiraling, and a huge part of that is Matt Clark. Matt Clark is out there, roaming free because Phyllis Summers completely lost her mind and took off his electronic ankle monitor. So now Nick is sitting in rehab, paranoid out of his mind, convinced that his family is in grave danger from Matt while he is locked away getting treatment. So he bolts. He leaves rehab to protect his family, or to find Matt, or just because he can't handle the withdrawals. And I just don't know how this is going to end. Is he going to go after Matt? Is he going to relapse immediately? It is so stressful. And it's not just Nick who is affected by the Matt Clark drama. Noah Newman and Sienna Bacall are officially leaving Genoa City. They are moving back to Los Angeles. They just need a break from all the chaos and the manipulation that Matt brought into their lives. Matt completely fractured their relationship, and Noah is just so volatile right now. So they are packing up and leaving, which means Noah is abandoning his brand new club, the Shadow Room. He literally just opened it. But you know who is stepping up to take over? Danny Romalotti. Yes, Danny. The former rock star is suddenly pivoting to nightclub management. He surprises Christine with this massive career change, and I honestly think it's kind of fun. It gives Danny something to do other than just following cricket around. But let's pull back to the main drama, because we need to talk about Billy Abbott. Oh my god, Billy. You guys know how I feel about Billy. Sometimes I feel bad for him, But then he does something so stupid. So stupid. Let's rewind to Tuesday's episode for a second. Victor and Billy had a massive confrontation. Victor was just being absolutely ruthless. He knows exactly how to get under people's skin, and he decided to completely mentally destroy Billy. Victor started taunting him, bringing up the most painful memories possible. He brought up Delia. I mean, that is just the lowest of the low. Even for Victor. You do not bring up a man's dead daughter just to score points in a corporate pissing contest. But Victor didn't stop there. He brought up Jill, poking at Billy's mummy issues. And then he brought up Kane Ashby. We all know Billy has been insanely jealous of Kane for years, and Victor just twisted the knife. Billy was so triggered. He was defensive, paranoid, playing the victim. He was just boiling with rage. And Billy, being Billy, cannot just walk away. He has to retaliate. He has to have the last word. So what does he do? He drops a massive bomb on Victor. Billy tells Victor the truth about Newman Media. He completely exposes Adam Newman's lie. Let's remember what happened a few episodes ago. Adam was trying to secretly acquire Newman Media from Sally Spectra. He made a deal with her, and they agreed to keep it completely secret from Victor. Adam even told Victor a completely fabricated story about how he got the company. But Billy walked in on Adam and Sally talking at the house. He figured it out, and now, because Billy is throwing a temper tantrum over Victor's taunts, he just blurts out the truth. He tells Victor that Adam lied to his face about how he acquired Newman Media from Sally. Just ridiculous. Completely absurd. Billy didn't even think about how this would affect Sally. He only cared about hurting Victor and getting back at Adam. And the fallout is going to be nuclear. Victor, of course, immediately goes and confronts Adam because Victor demands absolute loyalty and he hates being played. So Victor corners Adam, and Adam realizes his secret is out. Adam immediately calls Sally and leaves her a frantic voicemail, warning her that Victor knows everything. And this is where we get to Wednesday's episode. Sally Spectra is going to completely spiral. Sally is going to fall into a massive downward spiral. And honestly, I don't blame her. She has been through so much trauma lately. She lost her baby, Ava. She had that horrible car crash and the miscarriage. She has been grieving. She has been stressed. She has been trying to rebuild her life and her career. And her relationship with Billy is already fracturing. It has been falling apart for weeks because Billy is so paranoid and bitter. And Jill is always hovering and making Sally's life miserable. Sally has been pulling away. And now this. Sally is going to realize that Billy completely sold her out. This business deal with Adam was supposed to be her safety net. It was supposed to be secret. And Billy ruined it. He ruined it just to stick it to Victor Newman. Sally is going to be so incredibly angry. When she confronts Billy, it is going to be explosive. She is going to ask him what the hell he was thinking. How could he betray her like that? How could he put her in Victor's crosshairs? Because now Victor is going to come after Sally too. He always does. I just don't see how Sally and Billy survive this. Their relationship is so toxic right now. Billy is constantly making reckless decisions and never listening to anyone. Audra Charles actually stepped in recently to give Billy some advice on how to handle Sally, because Audra and Sally have gotten really close over their shared trauma of losing a child. But clearly, Billy didn't listen to a word Audra said. He just acts on impulse. And now Sally is the one paying the price. She is going to completely break down. She is losing her company, she is losing her secret leverage, and she is realizing the man she is with cannot be trusted to protect her interests. It is just so frustrating to watch Sally get knocked down over and over again. But she is a survivor. She always fights back. I just hope she dumps Billy for good this time. He is a walking disaster. And while all this is happening, Victoria Newman is working overtime to keep the family peace. She is trying to keep Victor focused on the positive things, like Nikki getting her sight back and the vow renewal. But Victoria is also doing something really shocking. She is teaming up with Adam. Yes, you heard me. Victoria and Adam are teaming up. They are putting aside their usual corporate warfare because they both realize how much danger Nick is in. They know Nick is struggling with his addiction, and they are trying to save their brother. It is actually really nice to see the Newman siblings acting like a family for once, instead of trying to destroy each other. But with Nick leaving rehab and Matt Clark on the loose, I don't know if Victoria and Adam can actually save him in time. And just as a quick side note, the spoilers also mention that an incredibly vulnerable Mariah Copeland is going to cross paths with Matt Clark soon, which is terrifying. Mariah is facing legal threats from Devon. She is mentally fragile, and now she is going to run into a manipulative psychopath who has no ankle monitor. The writers are really setting up a massive collision course for all these characters. So that is where we are at, you guys. Victor and Nikki are renewing their vows and pretending everything is perfect. Nick is escaping rehab and heading straight for a relapse or a violent confrontation. Billy is blowing up Sally's life because he can't control his temper, and Sally is left to pick up the pieces of her shattered career and relationship. It is a total mess. but I am absolutely here for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Nick is going to relapse? Do you think Sally will finally dump Billy? Let's talk about it.